Hi traders, welcome to another edition of weekly forex forecast on FSLess, which is for 14th to 18th of September 2020. In this week, I'm gonna share with you guys the list of currency pairs I am watching out for next week, should in case of trade breakout opportunity. So, if today is your first time viewing my YouTube channel, you are welcome. And then do not forget to click on the subscribe button as well. Hit on the notification bell so whenever I release educational content of this kind, you're gonna be the first to be notified. Also, remember, forex trading is an high risk investment as well as high reward investment. So do not risk more than the money you cannot afford to lose. And then do not trade with a borrowed money. Here are the list of currency pairs I am watching out for next coming week. I have the British pound sterling paired against the USD. I have the Euro paired against the USD. I have the New Zealand paired against the USD. I have the Euro paired against the Japanese yen. I have the US oil. And then we're going to wrap up things with the XAU paired against the USD or gold. So let's dive into the weekly forex forecast right now. The first currency pairs on our watch list is the British pound sterling paired against the EURUSD. We can see the upward bullish movement of the British pound sterling, and then we can see last week how the pairs changed from the bullish side to the bearish side. So let's zoom in on this currency pairs right here. So right here we can see how the pairs made no reversal of trend. This was Monday bar. Right here we can see how Tuesday bar broke out of the extension of the dynamic support trend line from the swing low of the year 2020. That was a June, and then likewise right here July 2020 a swing low right here, and then it was a swing low right here. We can see the massive sell-off of the bearish pressure right here down to the key level structure of the 1.27487. We can see how Wednesday bar did carve though a pin bar right here, but the pin bar right here has a low bullish momentum. So we can see how this next bar to a carved though a bearish engulfing day. So next week we have to pay a close attention to this key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 1.27487, which was a resistance for these swings high right here. So next week, failure for the boost to defend this key level structure. Don't be surprised if the price of the British pound sterling paired against the USD drastically depreciate to the next key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 1.24789, which was a swing low for the rally right here. That was in July of 2020. Alternatively, next week, if the boost should step in at this key level structure right here of the 1.27487, they still have to clear off the key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 1.29861 before they can actually anticipate for a more bullish upward rally. So next week I'm gonna patiently pay close attention to the key level structure of the 1.27487 to see how the boost or the bears react to this key level structure. So let's check on the monthly chart frame. On the monthly chart frame of the British pound sterling, we can see the multi-year dynamic resistance trend line right here. We can see the series of low high and then low high right here. We got a low high swings right here. We can see how the month of September is gradually carving a bearish engulfing month to the previous month, which was the month of August. Therefore, if the month of September successfully ensured a bearish bar engulfing last month, that was month of August, there it's a signal of more bearish downward trend to come on the British pound sterling paired against the USD. Therefore, we can tag this as a false breakout. Remember, we still have more days to go in the month of September. In fact, we are just getting to the half of the month of September. So if the bear successfully ensure a bearish engulfing month, then it's a signal of a more bearish downward trend on the British pound sterling paired against the USD. Alternatively, if the boost should make a reversal of price upward, then it signals this dynamic resistance trend line right here is gradually acting as a new dynamic support for the British pound sterling against the USD. So next week, as a price action trader, pay a close attention to the key level structure of the 1.27487 to see how the bulls and the bears react. Maybe it's gonna be a bullish upward rally or a more bearish downward rally. Next on our list is the euro pair against the USD. We can see right from the flag right here, we got a bullish upward aggressive rally, and then since then we figure out this currency pairs had been going through a series of consolidation phase right here, whereby we had a rising bullish channel. And then we can see last week, if I should zoom in on this currency pairs, we can see last week how price tried to break out of this dynamic support of this rising bullish channel, but the bulls later pull up price closing inside the rising channel, which is a signal of a false breakout right here. As well, we can see we got a key level support right here, which acts at the price level of the 1.17098. For as long the bears fail to have a daily close below this key level structure, then it signifies the euro paired against the USD is still under the influence of the bulls. And we can see how the dynamic support trend line right from the swing low right here, that was a May 2020, likewise right here July 2020, actually acted as a dynamic support for the bearish rally downward here. Therefore, as long the bulls are still defending this dynamic structure right here, it's a signal the bulls are not yet giving up on this rising channel right here. So next week, I'm gonna patiently pay a close attention to this medium right here to see how the bulls and the bears react to this key level dynamic structure. But at the moment right now, I can figure out there is still depreciation of bullish momentum right here. We can see Thursday bar how it did carve a bearish pin bar right there. So next week, I'm gonna pay close attention to this medium right here to see how the bulls and the bears react to the dynamic support. Maybe the bulls are gonna successfully pull up price to the resistance key level structure, which acted as a resistance for the swing high right here, likewise at the resistance for the swing high right here. So if the bulls successfully pull up price to this dynamic resistance key level structure, and then they ensure a daily close above this key level structure of the 1.19423, it's a signal of a more bullish rally to aim higher. Alternatively, next week, if the bears should pull up price whereby they ensure a decisive breakout below this dynamic support trend line right here, then it's a signal of more bearish rally. But take note, the bears still have to clear off this dynamic support, which acts at the price level of the 1.17098, before they can aim lower to the next key level support, which acts at the price level of the 1.14537. So next week, I'm gonna patiently pay a close attention to the euro paired against the USD. The next currency pairs on our watch list is the New Zealand paired against the USD. Right from the swing low of this currency pairs, right from March of 2020, we got a swing low right here, May 2020, likewise right here, we got a swing low, that was in August, and then again we got a swing low, and that is this month, September 2020. So the key idea right here is we can see these currency pairs had been in a state of transformation within a narrow rising wedge. So I'm gonna zoom in on this currency pairs. Right now we can see how price made a swing high right here, likewise a swing high right here. The swing high right here, we got a bearish downward trend right here. We can see the key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 0.65803, was a resistance structure right here. Likewise right here, a resistance before price broke out, and then we can see price cutting through this key level structure right here. And then we can see the dynamic support trend line still acting as a dynamic support for the bearish downward rally right here. So next week, we need to pay close attention to this pattern right here. If we can see a decisive break out of this dynamic support right there, then it's an indication of the bears are willing to pull down price. But take note, the bears have to ensure a daily close below this key level support, which acts at the price level of the 0.65803. So a daily close below this key level support, it's a signal the bears are willing to pull price downward, and the next key level structure we have to pay close attention to for the bears to aim downward to is the key level structure of the 0.63776, which was a support for the rally downward here. Alternatively, next week, if the bulls should step in and then put up price, they need to clear off the resistance key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 0.67863, which was a resistance for the last swing high right here before we had a short bearish downward rally. So next week, I'm gonna patiently pay close attention to the New Zealand pair against the USD to see maybe we're gonna have a bearish decisive breakout and then have a daily close below this key level structure, or maybe the bears are willing to put up price downward to the next resistance key level structure. So next week, pay close attention to the New Zealand pair against the USD. The next currency pairs on our watch list is the Euro pair against the Japanese yen. We can see we got an aggressive bullish upward rally before we got a bearish downward rally, and then continuation of the bullish upward rally. So we can see this currency pair had been in a transformation within a narrow rising wedge. So let's zoom in on these currency pairs. Zooming in on these currency pairs, we can see the swing high right here, likewise the swing high right here, and the swing high right here, which we had a double rejection at this key level structure. That is a resistance level of the 126.752, and then we can see how price broke the dynamic support of the extension right from the swing low right here. That was in May 2020. We got a rejection of the swing low right here. That was in June 2020, and price broke this dynamic support at this medium right here, and that is the month of September. So let's zoom in again on this currency pairs. So we can see how price broke this dynamic support, which is a signal of the pairs are gradually taking over in this trend. But we still need to see a bearish daily close below this key level support, which acts at the price level of the 124.324, which was a support for the swing low right there. Likewise, a support right there, and then here a resistance structure, and then right there a resistance structure right there. For as long the euro pair against the Japanese yen is still trading above this key level structure of the 124.324, then it's a signal the trend is still under the influence of the bulls. It is advisable to support a bearish downward trend not until the bears ensured a decisive break below the key level structure of the 124.324 before we can anticipate for a more bearish downward rally to the next key level support, which acts at the price level of the 122.685. So next week, I'm going to patiently pay close attention to see how price react to this dynamic support trend line. Maybe it's going to act as a new dynamic resistance, like we did at a bearish reversal bar right here. We can tag this as a bearish pin bar right here. As well, let's check on the monthly chart frame. On the monthly chart frame of this currency pairs right here, I'm going to zoom in. We can see right from the swing high of this currency pairs right here, we got a swing low high right here, likewise a swing low high right here, and then we got a swing low right here, high low right here, likewise a high low right here. So many of these currency pairs, we can see how price broke this dynamic support of the multi-year dynamic trend line, which was on the monthly chart frame. When price broke this dynamic support, price made a reversal. There was a pullback of price, and now price is approaching the same multi-year dynamic trend line, which is now acting as a new dynamic resistance trend line. So don't be surprised if the bears pull price downward in the month of September to the next key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 122.685. Remember, we are still in the half of the month of September. So let's check back on the daily chart frame. So next week, I'm going to patiently pay close attention to this dynamic trend line to see how price react to this dynamic structure. Maybe it's going to act as a new dynamic resistance trend line, or maybe price is going to actually close back into this narrow wedge. And then if the bulls should ensure a price close back into this narrow wedge, then it's a signal this is a false breakout. Don't be surprised if the bears get in aggressively to pull price upward to break out of this key level structure, which acts at the price level of the 126.752, which was a resistance for this swing high right there, likewise right there. So next week, pay a close attention to this medium to see how the bulls and the bears react right here. Next on the list is the US oil. I discussed about the US oil in my last weekly Forex forecast, as well in my previous weekly Forex forecast. I discussed I and the entire VIP papers community of mine, we are currently shorting the US oil, and I discussed in my last weekly Forex forecast, I said we're going to look for opportunity to add to our position. That was the last week. We did add it to our position, and then making it 3 positions we executed on the US oil, and then we are in massive profit at the moment. So what are we looking at for this coming week on the US oil? For as long the US oil still trade below the last swing low right here, and that was the price level of the 39.05, there it means this US oil is still under the influence of the bears, because this was the last swing high low on this or rising narrow wedge right here, and we can see right now price is currently below this key level structure of the 39.05. so what we are looking up to now as a price action trader is the next key level structure we have to pay close attention to is the price level of the 34.83, which was a support key level structure at the swing low right here, as well right here as a resistance for the short medium of consolidation phase right here. So next week we are patiently paying a close attention to the US oil. If we can see no price approach this medium right here, then we're gonna look for more selling opportunity on the US oil. At the moment right now, we have secured all our current position of the US oil, and then we are in profit. So if the market should move back upward, we have nothing to lose again. So if you want to join the VIP members community of FX Class, there is a link at the bottom of this video. Make sure you click on that link so you can become a member today. Alternatively, next week, if the bears should pull up price, then they have to clear off this swing low right here, which acts right here. We can see right here the swing low we got right here, and then it acts at the midpoint of the 39.05 and the 37.26. so they have to clear off the swing low right there before they can aim more higher to clear off the swing low right here, which acts at the price level of the 39.05. so next week, pay close attention to the US oil. Maybe you can grab the opportunity to sell downward, or maybe to trade a reversal. But make sure any trade you want to execute, don't risk more than you cannot afford to lose. It's time we wrap up our analysis with the XAUUSD against the USD or the gold. We can see gold has been in a long time bullish upward rally right from the swing low right here. That was on May 2020. We can see that the swing low right here, June 2020, and then right here we got a series of consolidation phase right here. We got a massive reversal right here. That was in July 2020. Since then, this medium, we got a series of consolidation phase. So let's zoom in on the gold. Zooming in on the gold, what can you guys figure out right here? Well, I can figure out a formation of a symmetrical triangle right here. We can see that from the swing low right here. This is a symmetrical triangle. We all know technically in a symmetrical triangle, price has a probability to break to the upside or to the downside. But what I can figure out now on the price of gold is this symmetrical triangle is actually forming on a bullish trend. So which does means the bulls has no high probability to break to the upside, movement down, which the bears had no probability to break to the downside. This is what I mean. Let's say for example, right here the bulls have at least 70% higher probability than the bears right here. Therefore, on the price of gold, I am looking out to take a bullish upward breakout on the symmetrical triangle forming on the daily chart of the gold. Alternatively, nothing is impossible. If the bears should step in aggressively, remember they still have to clear off this key level support, which acts at the price level of the 1902.08, which was a key level support for this rally right here. Likewise right here a key level support, and then likewise right here a key level support. So this is a very, very strong key level support. The bears have to ensure a daily close below this key level structure. We can see right here we had a 1-day reversal of bar up, whereby this bar right here carved a high wave doji variation family. So if you want to short right here, it's not yet the right time to short the gold, not until we can see a well decisive close of daily bar of candle below this key level structure of the 1902.08. Well, I am still favoring a more bullish rally on the gold. So next week, pay a close attention to the gold because right now price is currently at the apex of this symmetrical triangle right here. So guys, these are all the currency pairs I have on my watch list next coming week. If you haven't joined my free forex trading class, 3 times in a week I do hold free forex trading webinar. Click on the link at the bottom of this video so you can get access to that class. In this class, you have access to ask me questions directly. And then if you are looking out for reliable VIP membership room, whereby you can get trading signals from me, what I do in the market, how I execute my trade, there's as well a link at the bottom of this video. Check on that link so you can become a VIP member today, so you can get access to quality trading signals from me every day, every week. So make sure as well you have a trading rules which can guide your trading activity in the market. And then do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel for more educational content of this kind. Do have a wonderful weekend. Peace.